They're young, they're fearless, and they're flipping Hollywood on its head. In a world where image is everything, these 5 rising stars aren't just making waves, they're making history. From bold red carpet moments to unforgettable roles and unapologetic authenticity, these queer Gen Z icons are rewriting what it means to be famous and free in 2025. Whether they came out early or casually dropped it in a lyric, these stars aren't waiting for permission to live out loud. They're loud now. They're proud now. And they're reminding the industry that being queer isn't a liability. It's a superpower. From Broadway legends in the making to chart-topping musicians and genre-defying actors, the stars on this list are lighting up the screen and showing fans that vulnerability, identity, and confidence are not only powerful, but magnetic. And yes, number 3 might just be the most stylish heartbreaker under 25. You'll see, so buckle up, because we're counting down the top 5 youngest gay celebs shaking up Hollywood right now. Isaac Cole Powell, Broadway's beautiful rebel, is just getting started. If Broadway had a poster boy for bold, beautiful, and unapologetically queer talent, it would be Isaac Cole Powell. At just 29, and still one of the youngest forces redefining theater and film, Powell has quickly become one of the most captivating and stylish young gay stars in the game. Born in Greensboro, North Carolina, Isaac began his journey with a love for storytelling and the stage. After studying at the University of North Carolina School of the Arts, he quickly caught fire in New York with his breakout role as Daniel in the Broadway revival of Once on This Island. But that was just the beginning. In 2020, he was cast as Tony in the Broadway revival of West Side Story, a dream role for many. But what made Isaac's portrayal stand out wasn't just his voice or his acting, it was the way he carried queerness into traditionally straight, hyper-masculine roles. His confidence, tenderness, and style on and off the stage made people pay attention, and Hollywood came knocking. Shortly after, Isaac landed a role in Dear Evan Hansen and starred in Ryan Murphy's American Horror Story, double feature, further cementing his place in the mainstream. With chiseled good looks, soulful eyes, and a fashion-forward aesthetic, Powell has become a favorite of magazines and designers alike, posing for Vogue, GQ, and Out with the kind of presence you can't fake. But Isaac's real superpower? He makes queerness look effortless and powerful. In an industry where so many still feel pressure to label or explain, Powell simply exists. He's gay, he's thriving, and he's not here to be your cliché. He once told Out magazine, "There was a time when I thought my queerness would limit me, but now it's what makes me powerful." That mindset is what's earned him a growing fan base, not just from the LGBTQ+ community, but from anyone who values authenticity and presence. Isaac is also vocal about mental health and body image, sharing how growing up queer in the South shaped his view of masculinity. "I had to unlearn what I was told a man should be," he said in a recent interview. "I found freedom in playing roles that break that mold." He's also become a muse for designers like Tom Brown and Palomo Spain, frequently showing up in bold, gender-blurring looks that challenge fashion norms while staying drop-dead gorgeous. Whether he's belting out a ballad on stage, embracing a horror villain on screen, or strutting in pearls and mesh on a red carpet, Isaac Cole Powell is showing the world exactly what a new generation of gay leading men can look like: soft, strong, sexy, and completely in charge of their narrative. Drop a 1 in the comments if Isaac is your favorite new queer icon. Next up, Joe Locke, the teen TV star who turned sweet into powerful. Joe Locke, the teen star who made tenderness revolutionary. When Joe Locke first appeared as the gentle, awkward Charlie Spring in Netflix's Heartstopper, few expected just how quickly he'd become a global queer icon. At only 21, the Isle of Man-born actor has captured hearts around the world, not just because of his talent, but because of how effortlessly he's made kindness, queerness, and vulnerability cool again. Before Heartstopper, Joe was virtually unknown. No major acting roles, no massive following, just a theater kid with a dream. But his audition, done over Zoom during the pandemic, was so emotionally rich that it instantly secured him the role that would change his life. The series, based on Alice Oseman's beloved graphic novels, follows the coming-of-age story of two British teens navigating friendship, love, and identity. And Joe's performance? Quiet brilliance. What makes Joe Locke so important in Hollywood today isn't just his acting chops, it's what he represents. In a sea of over-sexualized, often cynical portrayals of queer youth, Joe's Charlie Spring was a refreshing burst of sincerity. He showed the world that young gay love could be wholesome, awkward, real, and worthy of the spotlight. Joe came out publicly not long after the show's premiere. But even before labeling himself, he made it clear where he stood. In interviews, he emphasized the importance of seeing queer teens portrayed positively on screen, saying, "I wish I had a Charlie Spring when I was younger." Off-screen, Joe's style leans from classic Gen Z chic to full red carpet rebellion. From wearing sheer shirts and eyeliner at the BAFTAs to strutting in custom J.W. Anderson looks, he brings fashion with a flair, and always with purpose. He's unafraid to mix masculine and feminine energy, blurring lines with the same confidence he brings to his roles. In 2023, Joe Locke made his Broadway debut in Sweeney Todd, a major move proving that he's more than a one-show wonder. Critics praised his vocal control and stage presence, calling him a natural performer with soul beyond his years. That same year, he also made headlines for joining the Marvel Cinematic Universe in Agatha, Darkhold Diaries, hinting at an exciting future for the young star. What fans love most about Joe Locke isn't just that he's gay, it's that he's real. He's introverted but brave, sweet but stylish, a little awkward, a little iconic. He doesn't scream for attention. He earns it with every thoughtful word, every honest moment, every role that makes queer kids feel just a little more seen. Drop a 2 in the comments if Joe Locke helped you feel a little more proud to be yourself. Proud. Omar Apollo, the genre-bending R&B star who made queerness cool again. In a music industry that often boxes artists in by genre, by identity, by language, Omar Apollo is breaking down all the walls. At just 27 years old, this Mexican-American singer-songwriter has become one of the most electric and unpredictable forces in modern R&B. And while his music is smooth, soulful, and often seductive, it's his queer authenticity that's making waves far beyond the charts. Born Omar Apollo Velasco in Indiana to Mexican immigrant parents, Omar's rise wasn't the typical industry story. He taught himself guitar using YouTube, uploaded songs to SoundCloud from his bedroom, and funded his first Spotify hit with borrowed money from a friend. Now he's Grammy-nominated, headlining festivals, and collaborating with the likes of Daniel Caesar, Kali Uchis, and the Neptunes. From the jump, fans speculated about his sexuality. His lyrics were often laced with male pronouns, his performances soft and sultry. But Omar refused to explain himself until he didn't have to. In 2022, he finally confirmed what many already felt. Yes, he's gay, but more importantly, yes, he's free. In an iconic tweet responding to a fan who asked if he was queerbaiting, Omar clapped back, "No, I be sucking dick far." That moment instantly went viral. and so did he. Why was it so iconic? Because it wasn't a press release, it wasn't a PR rollout. It was raw, real, and completely Omar. In a world where queer celebrities are often pressured to make grand declarations, Omar Apollo just said it, casually, like it wasn't a big deal, which in many ways is the most powerful statement of all. But don't get it twisted. Omar's artistry runs deep. His 2022 debut album, Ivory, blended Latin rhythms, 90s slow jams, funk, soul, and lo-fi pop into a dreamy, bilingual experience. Tracks like Evergreen, You Didn't Deserve Me at All, went viral on TikTok for their emotional vulnerability, especially among queer fans who felt seen by his heartbreak narratives. His fashion game? Also iconic. Think pearl necklaces, crop tops, painted nails, and baggy jeans paired with leather boots. Whether he's rocking a lace shirt at Coachella or serving skin-tight couture on a red carpet, Omar effortlessly merges masculine and feminine aesthetics like it's second nature. His vibe? Prince meets Frank Ocean with a little Bad Bunny edge, and that's the beauty of Omar Apollo. He's not trying to fit a mold. He's breaking it and making it look hot. Drop a 3 in the comments if Omar's confidence is the energy you're taking into 2025. Next up, Tyler Alvarez, the actor redefining visibility in the streaming era. Tyler Alvarez, from teen mystery star to proud queer trailblazer. If you've watched Netflix's American Vandal, chances are you've laughed, cringed, and been completely captivated by Tyler Alvarez. But behind the viral teen mystery mockumentary, this rising actor has quietly emerged as one of Hollywood's most honest and inspiring young queer voices. Born in New York City in 1997, Tyler Alvarez is of Cuban and Puerto Rican descent, and proud of it. He began acting in commercials as a teen before landing his first major role in Nickelodeon's Every Which Way. But it wasn't until American Vandal dropped in 2017 that Tyler truly broke out, playing the smart, sensitive Peter Maldonado, part narrator, part investigator, and entirely unforgettable. While his character in Vandal was straight-laced and straight, Tyler's real-life journey was far more complex and far more courageous. For years, he struggled with how to come out in an industry where roles for openly gay Latinos are still scarce, and the pressure to play it neutral is real. Then in June 2021, on the first day of Pride Month, Tyler posted a tweet that changed everything. "Happy Pride, I'm gay." No long essay, no photo shoot. Just 3 simple words and a quiet revolution. With that single sentence, Tyler Alvarez didn't just come out. He stepped fully into himself, joining a new generation of young stars who are proudly redefining what it means to be queer, Latin, and visible in Hollywood. Fans and fellow actors flooded him with love. More importantly, young Latinx viewers finally saw someone who looked and sounded like them saying, "Hey, I'm here too." Since then, Tyler hasn't looked back. He's spoken candidly in interviews about how long he waited to come out and why. "I felt like I couldn't be out and still have the kind of career I dreamed of," he admitted. "I thought if I stayed quiet, I'd be safe. But safe doesn't mean free." Tyler's post-coming out glow-up? Immaculate. He's continued taking on diverse roles across platforms, including Netflix's Never Have I Ever and Netflix's Blockbuster, where he once again brought depth, humor, and heart to a new generation of viewers. But what really sets Tyler apart is his mission: to challenge the invisibility of queer Latinx men in mainstream entertainment. He's not here to play stereotypes. He's here to rewrite them. In a time when so many actors still feel pressure to stay in the closet, Tyler Alvarez is proof that honesty can be a superpower and that young queer Latin stars are no longer waiting for permission. Drop a 4 in the comments if Tyler Alvarez's boldness inspires you to own your truth louder. Up next, Lachlan Watson, the non-binary rebel shaking up gender norms on and off screen. Lachlan Watson, Hollywood's youngest non-binary trailblazer changing the game. At just 23, Lachlan Watson is already redefining what it means to exist authentically in the spotlight, and they're doing it with unapologetic boldness. As one of the youngest non-binary actors in Hollywood, Lachlan is breaking barriers, pushing boundaries, and proving that queerness is not a trend, it's a revolution. You might recognize them from Netflix's chilling adventures of Sabrina, where they played Theo Putnam, a trans teen navigating identity, friendship, and supernatural drama. But while the character was groundbreaking for TV, it's Lachlan's off-screen story that's even more powerful. Born and raised in Raleigh, North Carolina, Lachlan grew up surrounded by theater and self-expression. But growing up in the conservative South wasn't always easy. They came out as queer at 13 and by 15 were identifying as non-binary, an identity they've continued to explore and evolve publicly, often in real time. In interviews, Lachlan has openly discussed the pressure and visibility that comes with being one of the few out non-binary actors in mainstream entertainment. They've called the process beautiful and messy, admitting that their understanding of their own identity is fluid. "I'm not here to represent one way of being non-binary," they said in an interview. "I'm here to represent the freedom to figure it out." And that's exactly what makes Lachlan so compelling to fans. They don't pretend to have all the answers. They're not trying to be perfect. They're just being real, something that's surprisingly rare in Hollywood. In 2019, Lachlan made waves when they appeared on a panel at the Variety Power of Pride Summit, alongside other LGBTQ+ trailblazers. There, they spoke eloquently about the lack of representation for gender non-conforming individuals and why visibility matters. It's not enough to be visible. We have to be seen as complex humans. We need queer characters who aren't just plot devices but full people. Lachlan's style is also a statement. Think, gothic androgyny meets punk rebellion. Shaved head? Check. Eyeliner sharp enough to cut glass? Absolutely. They've walked red carpets in gender-bending looks, often playing with silhouettes that challenge traditional fashion rules. And while they're clearly comfortable with the camera now, they've admitted that the spotlight hasn't always been kind. They've faced misgendering, online hate, and pressure to be the face of a community still fighting for basic recognition. But they continue showing up, loud, proud, and fiercely committed to making space for others. Drop a 5 in the comments if Lachlan's journey makes you feel seen, valid, and powerful. From Broadway stages to blockbuster screens, this new generation of queer stars isn't waiting for permission. They're owning the spotlight on their own terms. Cole Powell, Joe Locke, Omar Apollo, Tyler Alvarez, and Lachlan Watson are proof that being young, talented, and unapologetically yourself is not just powerful, it's magnetic. They're breaking roles, breaking molds, and breaking barriers for the LGBTQ+ community. And whether they're slaying red carpets, dropping chart-topping music, or challenging how gender and sexuality are portrayed on screen, one thing's clear. These stars aren't just in the conversation. They are the conversation. So, which one of these queer icons inspires you most? Drop their number in the comments and tell us why they've earned your rainbow heart. We're reading every word. And don't forget, this list is only the beginning. Queer youth are rising, and Hollywood better be ready.